Hello everybody, brothers and sisters. This is Lucas, Health Supercharger here. I'm gonna share with you in this video something that is critically, vitally, incredibly important to your health. It is something that is true. You could say that it is a principle of nature or it is a law of nature. It is the way this planet, these beings on the planet are made of or follow. Basically, I'm gonna start it off by saying in order to achieve highest level of health that you possibly can, you need to have all the areas that make up health very high. But at the same time, we can't focus on everything at the same time in this one audio video. So I want to share with you it's basically $100,000 valuable health building tip or secret. Most people probably, well, I'm sure that everybody will resonate with this information, that you will say, wow, this makes logic, this makes sense, this is so true, this like rings the bell. This is not something that David whatever super dude would say to just sell some product, to sell some superfood or supplement. But I'm gonna start off by saying this way: this $100,000 information. Let's try to make nutrition as best as possible, the highest possible, most efficient, most cleanest, most nutrient efficient food or diet, which is the least toxic. On this planet, there are tens of millions of species, and it is undisputable fact that every species on this planet finds their nutrition highly attractive, or what I call extremely attractive. Now later on in this video I will elaborate on what this exactly means, extremely attractive, extremely appealing nutrition. But let me explain it this way. What I want to share with you is that every species eats their most appealing food or diet, and they do it day by day, week by week, month by month. They don't stray unless they're forced to, usually, unless there is a shortage. They pretty much 99 point whatever times consume their species specific diet, like a giraffe consuming leaves, foliage, because it is a foliovore, or apes, bonobos, consuming fruits, because and the orangutans consuming fruits because they are frugivores. Grain-eating little birds consume grains because they are granivores. Lions, hyenas, and other such cats and animals consume animal foods, whole, fresh animal corpses foods. And they're very highly attracted to all of this. Have you ever seen a cow day after day consuming grasses? And would you agree with me that it is an undisputable fact that this animal finds this food highly attractive for its consumption? However, at the same time, it is attracted to it so much that it does consume it. It doesn't start consuming all kinds of other stuff. Granted, the 1% or 2% of deviation does occur in every species almost. No species is theoretical perfection, but what you will find is that vast majority of their nutrition comes from their species-specific nutrition, which is extremely attractive. Now, what I want to communicate to you, I want to reverse engineer this information for you. What I want to say to you is that the more attractive a whole natural substance is, the more healthier it is. What I'm trying to communicate in this video to you is that the more attractive to your senses that a food or a substance on this planet is, the more health beneficial, and this is like overall health beneficial, it is. I don't just mean that it will have more fatty acids or something like that, one given nutrient. I'm saying that all of the nutrients, which there's thousands, actually really there's over 1 million nutrients in fruits and vegetables that modern science can identify here. What I'm trying to say to you is that the more attractive the food, the more nutritious it is. And it is so because imagine nature creating a species which is attracted to eating foods which are not healthy for it. That it will find something appealing and delicious that is basically toxic or harmful or detrimental. That does not happen whatsoever. Never, ever, ever, never. Basically, every species is attracted to their nutrition, to their diet, which is healthiest for their organism, for their body. What I want to say, every species is hardwired for consumption of not only their species-specific foods, because that doesn't tell you much. What is species-specific foods? But what I want to tell you is that species-specific foods are the healthiest foods, which are the healthiest because not only the animal or the organism has evolved for millions of years to consume this and has adapted in every way for this food, but the anatomy and the psychology finds it attractive, and the anatomy is able to digest it, absorb it, eliminate it. So once again, appealing foods are appealing because the body finds them health beneficial. It finds them correct in their makeup, in their structure, in their level of toxicity. You can have many foods that are nutritious. However, they might have a certain amount of toxemia, toxins within them, and therefore make them not attractive. For example, make them not attractive for a species. Or, let's give you an example before I talk to you about the second attribute. Is foods like, for example, most kale, or most collards, or garlic, or onions. These foods are nutritious. They have carbohydrates, They have fat, they have protein, but they have toxins. They have substances which are highly non-beneficial to the cells of our digestive system and our body. For example, onions. You just cut an onion in half and you can see, you can feel it, you can see how your eyes will drip. You can try a garlic, fresh garlic in your mouth. You will see how that tastes. You can try collard greens. Why don't you eat collard greens or kale, half a stomach full or a whole bunch, a head of them? You know, that's definitely appropriate anatomically for the volume of our stomach to handle and tolerate and consume and digest and absorb and to pass through. But we're not able to. They have that aftertaste where even after the second leaf, you're like, I don't want to eat any more of this kale. Or even spinach to some degree, but to a very small degree, has this. Well, depending how mature the spinach is. So what I'm trying to point out to you, foods that are highly attractive for your consumption, the more attractive they are, the healthier they are. For example, in retrospect, look at a papaya, look at a mango, look at bananas, look at oranges, look at many different tropical sweet juicy fruits, and you will be like almost driven to like consume these in volumes, meal volumes, stomach volumes, by themselves without anything else, without condiments, without cooking, without having to break this down because it's not digestible foods. So the second criteria is that species-specific foods will be digestible. They will be digestible for your anatomy, and therefore you won't have to be cooking them. Like, again, the broccoli or the potatoes or the kale. Most kale is quite hard to digest. You have to blend it or something to do with it. So I'm trying to tell you, extremely important here, is that the most attractive foods on this planet are the tropical, sweet, juicy, flavorful fruits. And these are the healthiest for our human body, for our species, and for all the species of the frugivore. They are the most attractive substances on this planet. Undisputably the most attractive. And it makes complete logic that the most attractive foods, so substances, are the most healthiest, because nature is programmed for survival, for a species to benefit. It will never tell you that, oh, I touch a hot plate with my hand. Oh, this feels good. Oh, this feels pleasant. Oh, this is very soothing. No, the body will never do that. It will say, ouch, it hurts, painful. And you will move your hand in a blink of a second. So then this happens in every respect. So I want to keep this video under 15 minutes, so I have to wrap it up a little bit. But it is very important to consume attractive foods. The more attractive they are, the more healthier they are for your body. But at the same time, it is critically important to be consuming whole, natural foods. So if you're consuming engineered foods that have been made, recipes for decades, comprising of several ingredients or countless ingredients sometimes, and processed in many ways, then this doesn't count. This is engineered, man-made concoctions. So anyways, let's get to it. And I'm talking about whole natural foods. And this is a $100,000 tip for you guys. Have a lovely day and talk to you soon.